I'm an artist. You're an artist. We are all artists. So here I have a very small canvas. It's a black canvas that I'm going to use. I have my easel ready. I also have my airbrush gun here. And the colors I'm using are blue, black, and white. So I'm going to use a couple of small brushes here that I have. First, I'm going to start with some of that white color. And I'm going to add a little bit of blue to it, just a tiny bit, to give the stars that I'm going to add right now just a slight blue hue. So here I'm going to add those stars with this little tiny brush. I'm going to sprinkle them on to that night sky over Gotham City. There, just using that little brush as kind of like a little trigger. Now I'm going to trace this container of varnish so that I can make a perfect circle so that this can be the moon that I'm going to use my airbrush gun to paint using white. So I carefully position the paper that has the cutout over where I want the moon, and I paint inward using this brush. This is a small brush. It's probably a number 4 flat brush that I'm using to paint inward. I don't want the paint to go under the paper, so I make sure that it's all inward brush strokes. After that, I paint the inside using the brush and a little bit more white paint. So while I have your attention, I want to make sure that I invite you to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you'll stay up to date with all of our latest tutorials. We have lots of tutorials based on your favorite films of all different genres: horror, action, Marvel, DC, fantasy, and way more. So please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also hit the like button too. So now that I finished with the moon, I'm going to go ahead and start airbrushing. So I'm going to mix white, a little bit of blue, and just a drop of black paint to make a color that I'm going to use to create the clouds. I want them to have a hue of blue and also not be too blue, but have a little bit of darkness in them, as you'll see in 1 minute. I give it a good mix, then I start just going at it, just letting the airbrush gun do its job, and it applies it, it automatically starts to look cloudy. So now you'll see me going back and forth a little bit, trying to add a little bit of light here and there. Then I'll add a little bit of darkness. So for the light, you make the color lighter by adding some white to it. And to make it darker, you can add a little bit of black to it. Now, airbrushing 101. The closer you go to the painting or the canvas or the paper that you're using, the finer and sharper the line will appear. And conversely, the farther you are, the broader it will be, but also the blurrier it will be. So soon you'll see me cut out the bat logo that I'm going to draw. For the bat logo, you could simply trace it, or you can look at a picture and then try to recreate it. It's simple. You could just trace it and then cut it out so that it'll be what you use to impose the bat signal over that moon, which is really the bat wing, right? That flies all the way up there so that he can gain momentum as he comes back down. Now I can draw it just by looking at it because years and years of doodling it since I was a little kid. I'm a super Batman nerd since probably this movie came out and I was only 5 years old. And ever since then, it's just been Batman every day. Either I draw him, or I draw the logo, or I draw the Joker, or I draw anything related to Batman. And the whole DC universe just as well. Now I'm going to add some blue glare around the moon to make it nice and bright. It's shining. And it's the same blue that I started the clouds with earlier. And after that, I use a couple of minutes to perfect the logo, make it a little darker, make it a little sharper, whatever needs to be fixed. Then Batman will be ready. Well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking the time to paint with me. If you painted, I would love to see the end result. My information is in the description section. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button and visit etherealartsstudio.com.